Hi, are you Denise?
I am.
Okay, well, it's nice to meet you. I'm Allie, and I'm going to be your counselor today. So, before we really get started, we're going to go over confidentiality really quick.
Okay.
So, essentially, what confidentiality is that whatever we talk about here today is just going to stay between me and you.
Okay.
Um, However, if I deem that you are a harm to yourself or others, I may have to contact somebody and tell them.
Do you need my permission for that?
If you're going to be a harm to yourself or others, I don't need permission. Also, if I am subpoenaed in court, I will have to break our confidentiality.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any other questions?
No. Good.
Okay, cool. So, what can I help you with today?
Well, I seem to be struggling with my anger.
Okay.
A lot of times I get very angry. I mean, in the past, it's been an issue for me, but as I got older, I mean, I don't know whether it's just a maturity level thing or whatever, I seem to get a bit of a grip on it. And I was taking some medication, some Effexor to help kind of just level out those moods.
Okay.
Um, and that helped. That helped a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It got me through kind of my growing up phase, I guess you could call it. I don't
Yeah.
know what else to call it. I mean, back in the day, I had a lot of anger.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, I seem to got a control of it. But now that I'm coming up on menopause, I'm in menopause. I'm finding that my hormones are definitely playing havoc with my ability to
Mm-hmm.
kind of control my anger again.
Okay.
There'll be instances where, even at work, where I have to be professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't express my anger.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm having trouble just choking that down,
Mm-hmm.
and being professional at times, having trouble sometimes even when I'm interacting with, I oversee between 3 and 4 other staff at times, and
Mm-hmm.
just when they get squabbling back and forth, I have trouble navigating that as well as I used to. Like
Mm-hmm.
at times, I just want to tell them to grow up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm struggling
Mm-hmm.
with that. So I'm hoping just maybe this time around, instead of going the medication route or whatever, I can go see somebody for therapy and just
Mm-hmm.
get a better grip on it.
Awesome. All right. So what I'm hearing is that you've suffered with like anger problems for a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing that it's starting to really affect your professional life, and
Yeah.
that instead of going on more medication, you'd sort of like to try something else for a change,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I mean, medication helped me. I'm
Yeah.
not going to lie. But I just feel like, I'd say about a year ago, no, it was longer than a year ago. I'm going to say 2 years ago,
Okay.
probably. I decreased my dosage.
Mm-hmm.
I cut it in half.
Okay.
So I don't want to go up again. I
Yeah.
don't, because it's kind of a rough transition, to be honest with you. So I'd
Mm-hmm.
rather learn coping mechanisms that I can just move forward with than implement. I just feel
Okay.
like that's healthier.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Kudos to you. Good.
Yeah.
Good for you for deciding to try something new.
Okay.
Yeah. So how long would you say that you've had trouble with your anger?
Oh gosh, since my 20s, and I'm 48 now. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a good 28 years. Long time.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
mean, probably before that, but I mean, I realized it and acknowledged it
Mm-hmm.
at that time because I had small children.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very kind of combustible time, if you will.
Yeah.
Um, and I realized I needed to get more of a hold on it at that point
Mm-hmm.
because when you become a parent, you just realize what you say and what you do and how you act impacts your family. And
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have that.
There
So
are bigger things at
yeah, yeah,
stake. Yeah.
bigger things in me, and my anger issues. So I just
Mm-hmm.
kind of at that point went on the medication, and I've been on it all those years. That's a long time.
Wow.
Um, but it works. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna mess with something that works. I did decrease, like I say, the dose at one point,
Mm-hmm.
but
And how did you find your anger after you decreased that dose?
it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't find the decrease a problematic
Yeah.
at all. I went in to decrease it simply because I was finding I was more tired.
Mm-hmm.
I was finding, and I thought perhaps that was the medication just kind of I didn't need as much as I was taking, and it was having that effect on me.
Yeah.
And I think that was bared out to be true because it didn't really seem to um, affect how I managed my anger.
Hmm.
Like I say, until I started going through the change of life, the hitting the menopause thing, those fluctuations with hormones, I think is what
Hmm.
really brought it back.
All right. Okay.
Hmm.
And do you find that you have any people in your life that you're able to talk to this about?
Gratefully, yes. Yes, I do. I have a few people actually that I
Great.
can go to and talk to work stress related issues about. I mean, I can't be specific because again, I'm a nurse, so I have confidentiality issues,
Hmm.
but I can certainly generalize, and that helps a lot. I have my daughter. She's a great comfort to me when
Hmm.
I come home at night, sit and have tea and just chat, and that seems to unwind me enough I can rest.
Hmm.
Right? It may not help at the time at the crisis point,
Yeah.
but it certainly helps with the aftermath.
Hmm.
Also, I have a very good friend that I can call anytime, day or night, and she's
Nice.
always there for me.
I'm so happy that you have those positive supports in your life. That's
Yeah,
really great.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, let's move back here. I had a question. I just
Okay.
need to take a minute to remember it.
Okay.
Mm. Oh yes, I want to talk to you about if you'd like gone to the doctor about your menopause effects that you're
Oh,
experiencing.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
have seen my doctor. It's actually several times since I
Hmm.
started menopause. Um, just to kind of cope with other issues,
Hmm.
not the anger issue, but
Hmm.
other issues that come hand in hand. Night sweats, excessive bleeding, that
Yeah.
sort of thing. All of those are easily enough taken care of, and my doctor's great
That's
for
great.
that. Yeah.
Good. Good. Awesome. So, when have you been angry lately at all? Like,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Almost daily at work because I work with an elderly population. You have dementia.
Hmm.
Um, Never really used to be a huge problem for me dealing with the repetitive questions that
Yeah.
sometimes they will have. But I find lately it's not so much that I get like super angry as I just
Hmm.
get really more easily annoyed.
Yeah.
Um, where I just have to, at times, I'd have to just leave
Hmm.
and just take a short break and then come back.
Hmm.
Just because that repetitive, whether it be somebody, yelling help, help, help constantly, or somebody asking me how to get to such and such a street, which is in a totally different city
Hmm.
entirely. And then when you tell them, well, we're not in that city and try to reorientate them, then they get mad at you because you're a liar,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. So it's rewarding. I love my job, but
Hmm.
it certainly has its frustrations. And yes, they have arisen almost daily at
Yeah.
work, almost daily. Yeah.
If you could peg it on maybe a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think you'd peg it?
Um, Sometimes, it might get up in the 7 range.
Hmm.
And those are the days where I just, you know, take a break. I
Hmm.
walk away, I take a break, whether that's just read a book and do that little escapism thing and
Yeah.
then come back a little bit more grounded um, but most days I would put it like on a good day, I still have good days and it'd be like 2,
Okay.
where it's just that annoying itch that you can't scratch.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
All right. Well, I just want to applaud you because I think it's really great that you're able to take yourself out of the situation that's making you irritated or angry,
mhm.
whereas some people might, well,
Escalated.
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
escalate
and
it.
you can't, when you deal
Yeah.
with a vulnerable population,
Absolutely.
you have to
Hmm.
always bear in mind that they're not responsible for what they're saying or doing at that time.
Yeah.
So yeah, it, yeah, I love my work. That helps.
That's great. Wow. It sounds like, your anger's it's impacting your work life, but you love your work,
Yeah,
so we really want to figure out a way that we can help fix that
absolutely.
situation.
That would be great.
Yeah. So, let's see. We can maybe work on a quick mindfulness activity if that interests you.
Absolutely. I'm open to anything.
All right. Have you ever done any mindfulness activities before?
In the past, you know, there was I called it the red room. I think it was red and blue.
Okay.
they wanted you to take yourself out of their bedroom and put
Mhm.
yourself. I think that's what you're talking about, that sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So but I was young and I just wanted the red room.
The red room. Okay.
So yeah, no, it didn't work for me. But I'm willing and I'm open to trying it
All right. Well, that's awesome. Hopefully,
again.
hopefully it'll work better for you now than when you were younger.
I hope so.
All right. So what we're gonna do for this mindfulness activities, and I'll do it with you.
Okay.
We're gonna close our eyes for a minute,
Okay.
and we're gonna take some deep breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. And I'll proceed with more instructions as we go on.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool. All right. So breathe in and out deeply. All right. Now that you've breathed in and out deeply for a few times, you can keep your eyes shut. I want you to sort of picture your anger in whatever sort of tangible form you can see it in. So for me, it's sort of like a red, glowing, fiery ball, right? For you, it might be something different.
It's the same thing, actually.
Yeah, there we go. Great minds think alike. All right, so, and I want you to picture this red, angry ball in your hand.
Okay.
And now we'll still, maintaining our deep breaths. I want you to picture it growing smaller for a moment.
Okay.
All right, let's just sit with that then. All right, now I want you to picture that smaller, hopefully tiny, red ball of anger. And I want you to close your fist around it.
Okay.
And squish it. Keep in mind how you feel when you squish that anger out.
It's quite satisfying, actually.
Oh, well, I'm glad.
Mm-hmm.
And just take a few more deep breaths. All right, now you can open your palm back up again and notice in your visualization, if you can, how that small, tiny red ball is now squished like a bug. And now just dump your palm out and let it fall to the ground. All right, and you can open your eyes again. How was that?
It was helpful, I think.
Oh,
It was weirdly satisfying.
that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I'm glad that worked out. It doesn't always work out for some people and works better for others. So, all right. Can you see yourself possibly using that at the times where maybe you?
Certainly when I
Yeah.
need those breaks, when I
Yeah.
have that moment to just calm and reflect. Yeah, I'm going to try it. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great. Okay.
It's exactly the same type of things that I was hoping to gain from this. Yeah.
I'm glad. Okay. Well, let's work on maybe setting some goals.
Okay.
So, is there any goals that you would really like to have for our sessions? We'll have about, I think, 6 sessions together.
Okay.
So, is there some goals that that you would like to achieve?
Just to see maybe, an improvement day to day, a little bit more tolerance for people that can't help what they do.
Okay.
That sort of thing. Less frustration would be great in my day to day routine. That's hopefully what I hope to gain. And of course, those skills, like the one you just taught me, we'll see how that's going to work. Hopefully, I won't need it, but if I do, if I need to take that break
Absolutely.
and take that time to myself, hopefully something like that will just help to center me a little bit more and just be able to cope with the rest of the shift and yeah, not lash out at anybody or raise my voice or anything completely unacceptable in my line of work.
Absolutely. That's great. So, yeah, we can for sure work on, working towards making sure that we can lower your frustration levels and hopefully bring in more coping mechanisms as well throughout our sessions. And work on making sure that you don't get burnt out as a nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
It's a high burnout field.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it appears as though our session is coming to an end.
Okay.
So I just want to make a few closing statements.
Okay.
So our sessions are every Friday
Okay.
at about 3 p.m. Does that work for you?
It does actually. Yeah. My
All right.
shift ends at 2, so I can be here by 3.
Awesome. Okay. And if you ever need to cancel an appointment, feel free to let us know.
Okay.
There's no charge for canceled appointments.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's about it. So it was so great meeting you today,
Oh,
Denise.
it was.
Yeah.
I'm very happy, and I'm hoping good things.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, you have a great day and safe drive home.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.
Thanks.